right. Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of Dropping the Hammer. I'm your host, Warhammer, the current digital media championship champion out of Northeast Texas. One half of the current tag team champions out of the Sadistic Wrestling Federation's Southeast Texas. So, you know, kind of kicking ass, taking names. So welcome everybody to the show, all you Durangiers and Shield Maidens. This is going to be a big show. I've got a lot of announcements, and the things are really taking place. They're falling into place, let me say that. I'm working behind the scenes on so much. It's putting a lot of effort into a lot of things all at once, and everything's kind of clicking. Like I said, we're going to talk about my match. We're going to talk about some of the sponsorships I've got now. We're going to talk about some of the things I've been doing. We're gonna have a good night. I had a good night last night. No major injuries. I know you can't see it, but my head, I do have some, we'll say, head trauma. I know you can kind of see my hand. I'm having hand problems. So one of the things we'll get into about my match, I will say my partner, Eli Daniels, he had only two real complaints, which we're going to address real quick. He said he didn't feel enough contact on my punches, and I told him that's kind of the purpose. I told him I hand, and I'll hit my hand. You should be able to feel that thud and know that I've made contact. And, if you time it just right, all you got to do is, turn your head. But I told him I'm protecting you because you don't want to take that punch, even if it's a tater or if it's a soft punch. I don't want to. I've never felt comfortable throwing punches to the face. That's in fights. That's in wrestling. That's all of it. I don't want to go to the face because this is soft and brittle bones, and they can shatter easy, and you can really mess somebody up by breaking certain facial bones. So I don't want to hit you on accident. I'd rather hit myself. And the second one was the way I was feeding to him, and I can work on that. That's just, I didn't know what was coming next, so I didn't know so much how to feed, but I made it appropriate. I'm not gonna just get up and turn around and instantly eat another attack. A lot of wrestlers will do a quick boom, boom, boom. It doesn't really make sense. Make the attacks, make your damage mean something. It's all selling. It's all how you portray the injury. A lot of times I'm I'm actually injured. So, the selling's real, the selling is easy. But it's one of those, it's more timing. Sorry about that. Late night, obviously, with the show. Takes a long time to come down, a long time to unwind. Soaked in a hot bath for a little bit. Epsom salt. Like I said, I did take some injuries, but in part of really knocking the punches. One of the attacks he made onto me, he threw me into a post. I'm real conscious about protecting my head now, and now I'm just headbutting my hand more and more, and that's really what I did. And I walloped myself good when he ran me into a steel post. Um, brought it up at the last second, and essentially just headbutted my hand, but the swelling right here, it's already bruising. Uh, you know, it really hurt last night, but it's one of those things. It's certainly not. It didn't gash me open, so I'm good there. Um, it was timed well. We got some cues from the ref telling us we were halfway. Um, the ref was the one that told me to roll out. I don't know if that was from Eli or from somebody else, but rolled out of the match. And that's rolled out of the ring. That's what allowed us to work outside. that's the dinger on my hand. Other than that, um, normal bumps, bruises. So all in all, we call it a win. Plus, I retained my title. So, still got 2 belts. Um, it's nice being acknowledged by 2 different companies. Wish I could be acknowledged by more, but being included is more important for me. You find holding on to titles kind of becomes an anchor, and I don't want this to sound like I'm complaining or anything like that, but it does become harder to maintain because at a certain point you want to elevate your matches, and I'm not sure where else to go. I'm not sure what else to give the audience to keep your interest. At that point, it needs to go to somebody else. And that's why the long reigns are usually hard to do, because there's so many people. It's just a churning cycle. This, I don't even know what to call it. Combine would be the best description, and all the people are just hungry for that spot. So it is an honor to hold these titles, but it is a lot of hard work. So thank you for my titles, and I strive to be the champion that y'all see and need and chose. So thank you. So that was pretty much my match. Nothing special, but it was decent. I'll say a C plus, maybe a B minus. He did complain about one of my attacks caused a ringer on his tailbone. And that's just a suplex. Boom. I'm not sure if he landed wrong, if he didn't land with his feet, if he landed tailbone first. He also said that was a previous injury, so it could have just been an aggravation of previous injury. But the suplex is a standard move. It's almost it's almost impossible to do it wrong. Now I did do it wrong in training early on. What you can do is wring the person's neck and twist them when you go over, and it's not really the purpose. The purpose is to, grab a hold, but you're releasing the neck so they can, land smoothly. You're kind of cushioning their neck with your arm the entire way. So that's really the only damage I can do to somebody with a standard, snap suplex. Um, it's more in the landing, but we're not sure. Well, once the videos come out, we'll be able to watch it to see if it's more on me or his landing. But I do pride myself on being safe in the ring. So, um, but it's going to be a learning moment for both of us, regardless. So I look forward to the videos. Now, moving on from that, I want to share some things. I'm connecting dots. I'm connecting branches, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure if this went out tonight or it'll be connected later on, but everything was in the process to be connected to TikTok on this. I don't know if it's working now, like I said, or possibly next week we get it going. The same thing with Instagram. I was working on it all day. So that's another one checking off the list. And that's all my social media platforms. The last one, I'm connecting it to my YouTube channel. I know it's already connected to the Sons of Plunder, but I'll be connecting it to my YouTube channel, Warhammer, Dropping the Hammer, all that. So this is officially, it may be the last post where we're on just a few, but it should be the first post where we're on everything. So, I can't believe I've been able to link all this together. And it's to me, it's hard because, I'm not, I'm able to figure it out, but it's taking a bit. I've said we're building this airplane as we fly, but come to find out we're building a rocket ship and we're going to the stars. So this journey is we're doing this together. So like I said, hopefully connected to my YouTube, Sons of Plunder YouTube. Then we got Rumble. Then we got Facebook. Then we're getting the TikTok and the Instagram. So that's six platforms all at once. And I'm I'm trying. Michelle Marie says technically savvy. I wouldn't say that. I've been out of computers for quite a while. I I went to school, went to college for computers, um, building them, IT, even programming them. So I do know what I'm doing, but I've been out of the game so long, and the head injuries, the head injuries make this so complicated. A lot of it is focus. A lot of it is sitting down and just doing it. But that's what I was able to do today, along with my laundry. So work a little here, go do laundry. Come back, work a little here, go do laundry. So boom. Okay, I'm seeing that some of this is connected. So we've got a message from Facebook, and then we've got a message from YouTube. So that's good that I'm able to be watched on multiple platforms. I'm able to see where you're watching from. So what's up, Melvin? What's up, brother? And or that may just be your logo. I'm not sure, but it looks like you're watching on Facebook. So from what I understand, everything is connecting. Um, you know, this is cool. One of the things that happened over the weekend, I was on a live on TikTok with a wrestling group. I thought it was just a wrestling podcast where they were going to discuss wrestling, but come to find out it was a group doing promos and like a promo battle. So I joined it, and come to find out we ended up getting monetized. So that's what led to all this connecting. So I monetized on TikTok. I monetized on Rumble. So we're getting it. I'm getting messages saying TikTok is not working tonight, but that is the plan. So not tonight, but it is linked. So I'm not sure why it's not working, but it's on my end. It was connected. So next week we will see again. I know it. I've got to request live access on my YouTube. That's what I've already done. So it'll take 24 hours. So next week that'll be hosting Dropping the Hammer. So my legitimate YouTube Dropping the Hammer. So yeah, I'll figure out the TikTok and the Instagram, and we'll hopefully get that next week. But like I said, we got monetized on TikTok. Again, I've been flat out with everybody. We didn't make a whole lot of money. We made 1 cent. But add that to the 2 cents that I've made on Rumble, I can say that I'm a paid podcaster, a paid content creator, I guess. But since then, I've been trying to push out some really cool TikToks. I tried Instagram. I'm trying different things, and a couple of them I did with poor signal. So forgive me if they didn't really come out real well. But when I get on Wi-Fi, I can make some cool ones. I put out one on TikTok earlier saying I was going live at 7. So hopefully my group 7 is coming in to watch from TikTok on any platform, even TikTok if that's what they choose. But I'm just happy to be growing. I feel I'm growing roots. I'm getting there, even though this is an afterthought, and you know, it's cool that this is taken off. I've got to address this. Some information about Iron Belly. I've been separate from Iron Belly for a little bit. He's been plundering down south in Silsbee without me. I've been needed up in Northeast Texas. He's been raiding down in Southeast Texas. So we have been dividing and conquering. He had a match last night as well. So I've got some information. And since we're doing a post-match breakdown, we might as well talk about his match as well. So we're going to find out. I hear Iron Belly had a rough night at Poison, letting your boy be in the dust as you swim in gold. Shake my head. Ale House is always by each other's side. Real brothers coming for them belts. Show you what a raid looks like. I can't believe it. I do know Iron Belly was attacked, and his belt was stolen, but he was able to get it back, but these punks, these Ale House punks, they're sneaky. I've seen them wrestle. I've not faced them both. I have faced uh, Psycho. He's crafty, but the only way he's ever beat me is from cheating. So that really shows you what type of man he is. So really, um, I didn't think that two Vikings were needed down south, or I would have been there myself. Apparently, um, someone's got some tricks that they want to play. Um, Trust me when I say I'll be I'll be seeing you real soon. So, also want to say, Adam, you did great on TV, um, promoting SWF, promoting the show last night. You did really great. So, uh, props to you, brother. Oh, I gotta take another drink. I'm sorry. Okay, so we'll keep going with the information that we've got. So on top of my working with Dubby, that's still going. I've been connected with another group. Now this one was from TikTok, and again, it's so I'm not sure if anybody else is in this group 7 on TikTok. What group you're in, if you're in a group, but I'm in group 7. One of the people in group 7 created a company where they make clothing, but um, they infuse crystals and gemstones into the inks, and it's vibrational therapy in the clothing that you're wearing to raise your frequencies and things like that. I know we've had some discussions that were really out there, but I'm proud to say that I was chosen to be part of the Silver Lining Ambassador Club. So I'm an official representative of Silver Lining. We'll show you the back. So I've been able to put this in my link tree, but it's also linked on the descriptions now. So if you order anything from the Silver Lining Company, you will get 10% off if you click this link. The same with the Dubby, you get 10% off all your purchases. I will share more coupon codes and things like that when they send them to me in different sales. But I just want to say this, since I got this shirt on I think it was Thursday. I think it was Thursday. I've loved wearing it ever since. So the two stones that are in this are lapis lazuli, and the other one I want to pronounce it right. So I'm looking it up. Well, all of a sudden my phone just doesn't want to work. Carnelian. So I know we've talked about the lapis before, because I've got some stones, my runes and stuff like that. So we'll talk about this one. Let me find the information that I'm looking for. Aha. So it's not the card I'm looking for. Here we go. Okay, so Carnelian boosts your energy, spark your creativity, confidence booster, calm your worries, stay focused and get things done, support your health, find your brave side, balance emotions, enhance communication. It's known to promote emotional balance and stability, helping individuals overcome fear, anger, and negative emotions. So, I mean, like I keep saying, I got some stuff done. I'll be honest, I've been wearing this shirt all weekend. I know it's gross, but um, it's I felt the energy as soon as I pulled it out of the bag. My entire arm got goosebumps. Put it down. I picked it back up, goosebumps. Put it down. Grabbed it with the other arm, goosebumps, and then I knew I had to put it on. So since then, I've been getting stuff done. I I love it. It's super soft. I love the designs. I've already got several orders, several things in my cart to order. I'll be honest about the clothing line. They are selling out fast. Even the mess ups are out of stock. Like they've got a line for just off center and off color and just little accidents, they call them. But even their accident line is sold out. So there's a couple things left. Now, each shirt, hoodie, whatnot is different stones. So I'm not able to tell you what stones are in what shirts unless you go to their website and they tell you what stone. So um this next shirt I want to buy is the Zodiac shirt that they have, which on the back it's got all the Zodiac charts, but on the front it's got yours, but mine would be Aries, and that's the one I saw advertised. So it just, you know, it made me laugh because it was almost calling to me. Now that's silver metallic moonstone, and that's, oh my goodness, you want to talk about zodiacs, and then you've got the moonstone. That right there, that's just a fusion of frequencies. So I you know, it's I never thought I'd be this hippy dippy rock loving spiritual frequency talking person. For the longest time, I guess I didn't give it much thought because I labeled it as fake. Um, what I'm finding out is through my journey through this world, through this life, it was never fake. It was always real. I just was looking away. It's now not so much led me, it's more pushed me in this direction abruptly, but it's cool. And I'm guessing this journey really started with being struck by lightning. I know I talked about also seeing UFOs, but the lightning was a magnetic shift in my body. So that is something I have been able to um, physically show people on separate occasions with different equipment. So, uh, Timmy, what's up, brother? What's up? Um, I got to talk about you in just a second. As soon as we get off my hippy dippy stuff, but yeah. So the struck by lightning, that's changed my magnetic. It's changed me magnetically. And I've discussed some of those things, but you know, this is just another step in the journey, and uh, I I've got so many more steps to take. I've got so far to go. I'm going to get certain jewelry, certain gems and stones and things like that to aid in this. But, that's where we're going with this. And I'm proud to be part of the club. Now, I'm going to pull this back up, Timmy. Timmy, so he and another brother of mine, brother of his, brother of ours, another wrestler, Rika Wildly, is creating a a company from the ground up. They're doing it themselves, like two wrestlers, three wrestlers, a handful of wrestlers. I don't really know how many people are actually involved, but I know these two guys are wrestling. They're building a movement. I don't want to say they are just building a wrestling company. They are starting a movement with Exist to Inspire Wrestling, E2IW. These guys are they're doing it for the love of wrestling only, for the love of the show only. They have spent the nights, in their car. They have spilled blood. They have taken their bumps, their bruises, all their accidents in the ring. They know what it takes to put on a show, and these guys are doing it literally themselves. So they are creating a home for themselves, and they are creating a home for several other wrestlers. I'm proud to say Warhammer, myself, the Sons of Plunder, Iron Belly, and Valkyrie, we are all part of this this new movement, and I'm really excited to work with these guys, even though I'm just part of the talent. They're higher up, but they know what they're doing. They've got several things. They've got several irons in the fire. So look out for these guys, because I know they're on Facebook. I know they're on TikTok. I know they're going to be pushing Instagram as well. But they're doing stuff, and like I said, watch out for these guys. Got a little more information. Looks like Von Crow returned last night. He didn't seem right in the head. He seemed lost. He acted like he didn't know who he was. Current suspects are Warhammer, Bigfoot, and Dante Alfredo himself. Well, when you tangle with Warhammer, when you attack Warhammer in the streets, when you attack him when he is on his live, when he's on his own podcast, you attacked me in the open, and you didn't think I was going to retaliate. You must not understand the way Vikings work. Even when you attack us and you get the better of us, we will come back, and we will continue to come back. When we win, we'll just keep coming back to take more and take more, because you'll never stop us. Timmy, that's no problem. Like that. That's out of love for you guys, because I know. So I want to help as much as I can. I want to direct message you guys outside of all this to see how much I can actually do to help you guys, where I can help you guys. So, in my world, I don't exist without you. You don't exist without us. We don't exist without the fans. And that's what we're talking about. That's what my message is. That's what their message is. That's why we do this. We were all, okay, I'll be honest with you. Rika posted a Facebook message. He did not post it to himself. He didn't post it to the world. He posted it to, he said, his 8-year-old self. Now, it broke me, because that's exactly when I kind of got hooked in wrestling. Remember rushing home and watching the last little bit of wrestling where I could, all the superheroes I was watching at the time, Adam West, Batman, and, all these things, they were characters come to life, and that's what hooked me. So this post was to himself. I posted it and then kind of updated it to fit my side. But man, just writing that, and then it hurt, but that's what we do this for. We do this for the fans. We do this for the 8-year-olds. I know every time I'm at a show, I try to look for, I say me as a kid in the crowd because I was there. I watched independent wrestling. I watched some celebrities, Action Jackson, Gentleman Chris Adams, Skandar Akbar. I believe I've seen Hacksaw. I can't remember who else because I was a child and things have gone on. But these are memories that I can't forget. I won't forget. So when I find that kid in the crowd, I try to give them a little extra, something that they're going to remember me. Even as a bad guy, I'm going to scare them. As a good guy, I'm giving fist bumps. What's bad is even as a heel, the kids are still wanting fist bumps. I'm a gimmick. I'm a character that people identify with. I don't want to say I'm as good as, but the character is as solid as The Undertaker. I say that because you picture him. It doesn't matter what era you can think of him as, but The Undertaker. And yep, I've watched him. Oh, everybody knows who The Undertaker is. So if you see me wrestle, if you've seen my podcast, if you see me, thank you first and foremost. But I am someone who sticks in your memory because I'm it. It looks like I am pulled from another place and put here to do this one job. That's what I see as wrestling. That's why I hate the 2 and 3 names, but to each their own. Other people say I can't wrestle because I'm just a brawler. To each their own. I'll tell you I can't wrestle because I got 5 moves and I do less than that. But you ask anybody who's watched me, anybody who's wrestled me, anybody who has helped me out with my injuries, they'll tell you I'm one of the toughest guys in that ring, and I will give 110% to make sure the show goes on. The show is given everything, and the people get their money's worth. So, boom. And with that, I'm gonna wrap this one. It was a good one, I think. Like I said, I've linked everything together now in my link tree. So, it's about how you do it, not how much you do. That's exactly right. It's quality over quantity, baby. So I hope I'm putting out quality work everywhere I go, and that's with my wrestling, that's with this podcast. I was able to do it last week without me. It wasn't a live one, it was a pre-recorded, but I'm going to start doing more. I'm going to do more pre-records, so I may not be reacting to the comments because of that, but I will be doing more content. So I think that will be a fair trade-off. Since I've lost all the content that I had previously had just a couple months ago, rebuilding everything. This is like the 3rd time I've rebuilt this, so it's only fitting that I start over and just do all my content again. I did a what's in my bag and, showed you all my wrestling gear, talked about it and, why it's in my bag. Several things, I can't even remember them all because I've lost a year and a half or more of content because of a situation. Doesn't matter. I'm stronger for it. We're back. And like I've said multiple times, I'm on more platforms and that just benefits me. We're monetized. We're making sense. May not be making dollars yet, but we're making sense. And that's only because you guys. So, We need to make sure we have band-aids. I now carry my own first aid kit. So I've got band-aids, I've got gauze, I've got tape, I've got liquid band-aid, should they get bad. If they're worse than that, I've got zippers, which are basically surgical sutures you could stick on a wound and pull, and it basically will pull the the wound closed. So all of this has all of this has come from the trash can lid to the skull. Um, the first aid kit now stays in my bag, so it's it's there. And that's another reason why I'm now protecting my head a little more, so I may end up with hand injuries, and that's why, you can definitely see the bruising right there. We're bruised, got some rug burn right there, but I walked out. So again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for stopping by. And again, next week we should be hitting more platforms. But check out the link tree, check out my links, get your silver lining clothing, level up your frequency, feel better. I can't even describe this feeling. Dubby was the energy drinks, got me off of all the sodas. They've also got a little bit of hydration, lots of flavors, so check them out as well. Again, thank you. Thank you, everybody. I don't do this without you. We don't do this without you, but y'all are showing support, and it's great. So I will keep doing more. So thank you, everybody. Good night.